1 is coming out to Black
Ladies
Ops
and
6.
gentlemen, stop it, Mr. TLXify. So, we are reacting to Mr. TLXify's Black Ops 6 DLC 1. And look, the fact that there's already a DLC coming out for this game and the game's not out is kind of crazy. Like, all right, but I'll get my thoughts in later.
Before 2025 and even before the whole game has come out, Kevin Drew has stated that Treyarch is all in for round-based zombies for 2025, and he's really been trying to paint us a roadmap to see for round-based zombies content in the future.
Before the end of the year, we'll be getting our third map. This is news to me.
Even other members of Treyarch have confirmed that a large volume of content is moving forward specifically for Black Ops 6 Zombies. Now, what's interesting is they promised a large volume of content even for games like Black Ops Cold War, but yet when you compare Black Ops Cold War, the amount of content even between the older games and Cold War are just not actually the same. Cold War has drastically a lot less content. Now, they probably said that Outbreak was technically 4 maps at launch, which is why I guess in a technical sense you could say that Outbreak had more content than a lot of other round-based maps, but when you actually play it, it does not seem like that way. And it actually does seem like they've scrapped the idea entirely of Outbreak even coming to Black Ops 6, and I've heard that a lot of people are saying that they've even replaced it with Grief coming to Black Ops 6 Zombies. So it does sound like Treyarch is actually fully focusing on round-based zombies for Black Ops 6 for 2024, and
Grief would be such a hard-hitting mode in like Cold War, and because it's so zombies are so easy as is, and the fact is, my God, Grief would be so sick. It would have been so sick in these newer games, especially like I said, because of how easy they are. They're going to be in the higher rounds, and people fuck up, and then it's all over for them. So it'd be cool stuff. Grief is definitely a mode that should be back. Like it honestly, God, could go in any single COD zombies, and it's only an improvement that the game has it.
even for 2025. Now, Cold War has as many zombies maps as Black Ops 4 did at its launch. Now, I don't think we will ever get that big of a launch for zombies ever again, which is why I'm just very cautious now when it comes to Treyarch and what they say, because, I mean, they have lied before in their marketing, especially with Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, saying it was the largest experience for zombies to date. When you actually think about it, sure, it might be a bigger map, but it is definitely not a bigger launch experience than what Black Ops 4 ended up being, because I mean Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is essentially just Warzone zombies. So them promising volume is good as long as that volume actually delivers, and unfortunately there's no guarantee for that volume of content to actually deliver either, as since Cold War, DLC has gone free, making Treyarch spend a lot more time on cosmetics than actual playable content for the players, which is insane, because even 4 to 5 years after Cold War has launched, and this really started with Modern Warfare 2019, this strategy of focusing on cosmetics over DLC is still working for COD, and not only is it working, it's actually making Activision more than they did before when they focused on creating playable DLC. Now, it does worry me that DLC 1 is already being talked about, and the launch of the game is kind of spoiled now for zombies. I mean, I never thought showing off zombies gameplay would have been a good idea at COD Next, especially after seeing the community backlash with Liberty Falls. It destroyed a lot of the community's hype and perception of the game, and
Shit, you not going across so many people watching the exact same gameplay was so bad. Like it was so trash. Oh man, it was the plus not to mention the vault. That you get the keys from boss enemies, and you get the keys and you go in the vault and open up safes. That looks like trash, man. That looks like it's a waste of time. Not to mention, it looks like your ammo count is an absolute. Oh man, just like look, Warzone stuff, Warzone stuff, Warzone stuff, Warzone stuff. Zombies, technically zombies. The map looks more MP, or maybe a piece of Warzone, but I know it's not, but it's like, you know, the looks of it doesn't look zombie-ish, you know? If you take this guy out and replace him with a soldier, it looks like it's a multiplayer map. Like, that doesn't look zombies at all still. So, yeah, if you turn this zombie right here into a soldier, this would be an MP map. Oh, wait, I think they did that.
And to me, it just
No, yeah, like, look,
spoiled a
without
lot
the
of the
zombies,
gameplay
this doesn't
experience
look like
that was going to happen for these maps. Now,
looks like an
DLC
MP
1
map.
is extremely important.
Does this look like an MP map? Oh, red lever boxes? Kind of very heavy hues of blue. A lot of the time, the zombies does have it a ton. But like, I don't know, you just don't see multiplayer maps like this. Like, you know, that right there is a good indicator. Zombies, the switch is a good indicator of zombies. The box spot is a really good indicator of zombies. And this is just in a trailer that's not like, I mean, a cinematic piece, I think. Yeah, it has to be because Rick Dolphin's right there. It has to be. And look, it has this, you know, a little zombie in the background, the mystery box location. Um, I think that's really it. But just, and this isn't a single frame, just
As it sets the bar and tone for the next
check before it
DLCs,
starts,
as
you
I've
know,
mentioned before,
going
and
crazy,
needs to be
showing
a
stuff.
solid replayable experience. Now, I'm really thinking they're going to
Like,
pull a
this
Cold
trailer
War and
has
create
so
DLC
much.
out of the campaign missions. And I mean, Forsaken, when you look at it, is the Ukrainian campaign mission in Cold War, Mauer Toten is the Berlin Wall mission, Firebase Z is the mission in Vietnam, and D Machine is a refurbished version of Nocturne Toten. Now,
All right, look, the problem with this is versus like, you know, Nocturne Total was a map. I believe a lot of the old zombies maps were all a part of the campaign. And no, or I know not was. I I don't believe maybe Chino was too. I don't know exactly, but that's the thing though. Like you can't tell because they went through, they changed up stuff, and they made it not look campaigny, and they made
obviously,
it
this is
look
not
like zombies. Like the Cold War trailers where everything was turned off and dark, and you had to walk around and you had lights and stuff. You know, you're using a flashlight, something like what you actually got. Those original Cold War trailers, and they were crazy different from this.
not a bad thing since this has literally been happening with reused assets since World at War, but I'm confident that certain aspects of the Black Ops 6 campaign will be featured in Zombies again. And one of those big aspects is the casino from the campaign. Now, it was a multiplayer map in Black Ops 4 and Black Ops Cold War, and now is returning as a campaign mission, which to me solidifies its place as a high chance for a Zombies map.
Forget everything you knew about war games. The large-scale action game War Thunder will bring you a storm of unforgettable
Map. Now, I think this would be a great way to introduce players into the season and for DLC 1, and I genuinely really hope it is DLC 1, as this would get players very excited, especially with the anticipation of games like GTA 6 coming. Having something like that in COD Zombies has been something that people have been asking for years. I mean, we've never had a hotel zombies map, we've never had a casino zombies map, and we've never even had a hospital zombies map. So they've done a lot of zombie maps in factory type buildings, and anything that is industrial has been seen in Zombies quite a lot, but a casino would just be that perfect blend of something new with the Warzone aesthetic that I think it still would be a very fun experience, and the Easter egg would be so much fun as well for that. Some other ideas that could be happening are a desert map. Now, people have been speculating about Egypt for years, and it's been in multiple games in the last 5 years as well, including Warzone and Vanguard Zombies. And so I actually went to Egypt last year, and having a map take place at the pyramids would be so amazing, because when you go inside the pyramids, you have to actually crouch and prone to walk around the area, and it's very much stylized like some sort of crazy custom Zombies map where there's like parkour in it, and you have to crawl up the pyramid, and you have to prone and go in certain areas, and that would just be absolutely perfect for COD Zombies. And it is quite a trek when you're up in there, so like I said, it would be great to have have as its own map. Now, there's probably a lot of assets left over from Black Ops 4 for the Chaos story that was Egyptian related, so it seems like Treyarch has been recreating these older assets to repurpose them for the Warzone engine, and maybe they could be coming in for Black Ops 6 Zombies later as DLCs. Now, it has been interesting because there are leakers that have confirmed that for the entirety of Black Ops 6 Zombies, it's going to be Terminus and Liberty Falls plus 4 maps. So we are not getting more than 4 DLCs like a traditional Call of Duty, which is interesting because, like I said, Black Ops 4 will still forever be the largest launch for Call of Duty Zombies content we have ever had, and it's just so sad that it ended up as a catastrophic failure for Activision, because this was such an amazing time for so many players in the community, and it just sucks that they've now realized that just creating cosmetics will forever be better than making more zombie maps. Now, I just hope that they don't recreate campaign missions in the Dark Ether, just call it a zombies map. That would really suck. I mean, they're kind of doing that already with the Buried Church area in Liberty Falls, and it just puts a weird taste in your mouth because they're just grabbing old assets like the jet gun and the Buried Church, and they're just throwing them all together, hoping the player doesn't realize. So
I don't know why people keep calling that the Buried Church. It's not. It's really different looking. Like,
gun and the Buried Church.
all right, so this isn't the Buried Church. Um, the Buried Church has a completely different. There's 2 windows here in the Buried Church. There's the thing here that you grab the from. Um, for the Easter egg to build. What was it? Was it the guillotine or was it the noose? One or the other. That's there. When you walk in the door, there's also not all the pews stacked up to where it's only you have this way out, this way. And I don't believe you can go this way. I think it's only 2 lane to get out the building. So this ain't the same at all, is my thing. Like, I understand, like, hey, it's a church, hey, it looks kind of similar, but it's not the same. And I keep hearing it be called like the Buried Church, but it's just the church. This church exists there, and whatever the place Liberty Falls takes place in, this church is actually there. This is just it's just another church. Like, the exits are different. I mean, minus the front door maybe being similar, but there's no like balcony where you can go up and you control the chalk. It's out of frame if you're at standing next to the back punch looking at the door. You would see what I'm talking about, but there's no like balcony there to go up and walk up. There's no buildable table on your left when you walk in, but maybe that's not what they mean. But there's nothing like that in this place. This is just a whole new place. It just is a church also, you know.
Church, and they're just throwing them all together, hoping the player doesn't realize. So
Perfect. Hold
they're
on, hold on, hold on. Let's go back. Let's look at that
and the
church.
Buried Church, and they're just throwing.
All right, perfect. This is completely different than Barry's. Okay. I don't believe there's a way up to get up to this. First, second off, the buried one went straight. It was like you would walk up to like right here-ish, I guess, and you'd be able to walk to the edge. This one kind of just is rounded. I don't know if there's like a piano up there or something, but yeah, dude, this is a whole ass other church. This ain't the same church. It would be cool if this was the buried church, but it's not. It's some other fucking place. There's no buildable. The entrance is actually completely different. The buried church comes up to it's kind of like this on both sides, but this one cuts off. It's like half the length of this one. It's even in buried where it's both sides. This way I think was cut off by a rock or something. This way was open. This way was open. But there's pews all right here. There was pews crashed, and I think on top of a rock, and you couldn't run away around right there. But yeah, dude, you also had vulture rating here, so like, this wasn't a good. This was a kind of rough spot to be in, higher rounds. But I mean, so like when I was in here, I would have to think about what I want to do, and the door was the doorway. I remember because I always had trouble getting out. The pew car over here, I've never gone around this way, so that's why I believe it's cut off with a rock. But the fact that it's like this, or like the fact that it keeps getting compared to, is just like a little personal gripe of mine. I don't like that. I love Buried, one of my favorite maps of all time. And I just think it's weird that this keeps getting called the Buried Church. It's
them all together, hoping the player doesn't realize. So there's a lot to be worried about, in my opinion, for the next coming DLC, as like I said, there's only 4 maps. And so if we don't get a strong DLC 1, and when you look at a lot of the non-Treyarch zombie games, when the DLC 1 is not strong, the rest of the season typically fails. And I've seen this with, I guess you could even say, Infinite Warfare. I mean, even though I love Raven the Redwoods, I still think Spaceline is a way better zombies map than anything that came after it. And again, you can see this with World War II zombies, with Final Reich being great, but the DLC not being that great. Also, I guess you could even say Exo Zombies has this as well, with Outbreak being the first map, which was all right, but then the rest of the DLC season kind of fell flat as well. And I think Exos has really become the worst mode for Call of Duty Zombies over the years. So I really like the idea of them recreating more older assets from Black Ops 4 Chaos and repurposing them into the Warzone engine, as they've done references of the Chaos story with Vanguard already. So there's really nothing stopping them from doing that again. But Terminus, as of right now, is the only original zombies map launching for Black Ops 6, as Liberty Falls is based off of a multiplayer map. So it's important that they at least try to recreate some sort of originality for the upcoming DLC season, and not just make it an Outbreak 2.0. Like I said, it would really suck if every campaign mission comes back as a zombies map like they did in Cold War, and they just throw Dark Ether elements over it. I thought the Dark Ether elements in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies were really just lazy, as they would take older aspects of the Warzone zombie map and just put it with a new skybox and some purple crystals and then call it a day. And I just think that would just not look good. So to me, the key to the zombies content coming up into the future isn't necessarily the volume, but the quality over the content.
Gray's pleading to lag on Fortnite? Nevermore. Play now.
My thing is, like, they do this. Where is it? Where is that church? That church is like the bane of my existence.
Map, that would really suck. I mean, they're kind of doing that already with the buried church area in Liberty Falls, and it just puts a weird taste in your mouth, because they're just grabbing old assets like the jet gun and the buried church, and they're just throwing them all together.
Like I said, this is not the buried church. They're different. This church is, like I said, it was a church in the actual. It's like a church in the actual, but it's also a church, so close enough. Nah, not really. But no, it's completely different layout and all that. But the thing is, this is how they show the Dark Ether. They do this to everything and added jellyfish in Cold War. And they add crystals in Modern Warfare Z. And this is what they do. This is okay, but it's kind of like I think it's gone from being cool to kind of being like just a strain on the eyes, being real. Because this shit is hard to see in. If we go, like, this shit is not easy to see in compared to the outside. Like, it's clear as shit outside, but this, with all the hue and this going on, it's not great to see. I think the seamless transition is really cool though, that they have into this area. I think this being just a mere area where you can access back a bunch of stuff like that was probably the right way to do it. But what they should have done is they should have made Liberty Falls not like this. Maybe this is the skybox of Liberty Falls, like it was being, torn into the Dark Ether or something. Maybe it should have been on like a island, like Revelations, where a piece of its, Liberty Falls, the whole town is just kind of slipped into the Dark Ether, or like maybe a bomb went off and the whole town slipped into the dark, or Samantha's pulling it into the Dark Ether, something like that. And it's all in like, it's all in like this transitional state between the, you know, just the normal world and the Dark Ether. It's like falling into it. So it's like an island in Revelations, but basically you're not jumping between islands, you're just stuck on this one, but it's bigger. And I think that would have been sweet for Liberty Falls if it was just an island being pulled into the Dark Ether, and your goal was to get off the island and get back to, like, get out the rift or whatever. I think that would have been really cool. That could have been something, and you could have got the excuse to start using all this, and like I think like you walk into the church, the roof's pulled off and stuff like that, and it being different than the outside. You could have used aspects of like that in what I'm talking about, like it being in Revelation, like it being a Revelations looking thing with Liberty Falls, where you walk in to certain buildings or you walk to a different like a side of town, and one side of the town is becoming like this, and then say you go into higher rounds. So you hit round 100, that's and the town's completely enthralled and like taken over by this. It would add dynamics to the map. It would have made it look way better, and it would have just improved drastically on Liberty Falls. But it's Liberty Falls as it is honest to God one of the worst looking zombies maps in terms of atmosphere. I think it might be what the worst because zombies is usually really good with atmosphere. Um, I can't think of Black Ops 4. All their maps were good on that. Threes were the launch map with shadows that nails it. Yeah. Twos was Transit. Transit has a lot of atmosphere, if not good game. If the not the good gameplay part, but it had cool atmosphere. I think the fog is kind of annoying, but it coming after Moon and the whole world being blown up is pretty fucking sweet. Die Rise. I think Die Rise is a cool looking map. I don't like playing it though. Transit kind of follows that same path. Um, yeah, I don't know what map is off the top of my head. I can't think of a map that has like Nuketown Zombies coming off a multiplayer map. It has so much more atmosphere as a zombies map than this map does as a zombies map, as like starting zombies map. So, and that was like a $5 map. Hmm. Yeah, I just don't think they use enough custom assets in zombies anymore. Like not custom in the sense of like, hey, make this from the ground up, but I don't think they make enough like stuff that's unique looking to zombies. Like my go-to call out for that is Black Ops 4, where they changed the like the I think it was like Molotov and all that stuff to being like Wraith Fire and then the Semtex going to gas grenades and stuff like that. Like they repurposed a lot of multiplayer assets and they're just really well put into the game. But this didn't do that. This did the opposite. This is taking multiplayer assets and not changing the visuals or nothing like that and repurposing or integrating them into zombies. It's just repurposing them for zombies, which I think there's a big difference, and that really does change how good the overall experience is. If you don't have a lot of stuff that was properly implemented into this mode, you're not going to have a lot of cool stuff for this mode specifically. So, like, what we have the pack a punch machine, which has been here since the dawn of fucking time now. The mutant injection is the only other thing that's unique to the mode. I think maybe monkey bombs, curse devices if they brought them back. But the rest of it is like it's like 1 to 8 in Cold War of unique things. Like I don't think there's a single zombies score streak that's like unique to zombies mixed in with. I think the monkey bomb was the only one, and the Gersh device were like the only ones that were like equipment that you can craft that was unique to zombie. So I think that's kind of trash, man. I think that's kind of garbage. And I honestly God would have rather had double tap than the weapon rarities any day. The weapon rarities are so mid. Double tap snipers, like lever action rifles too, stuff like that. And Black Ops 4, there's a lever action rifle in like the starting room, so imagine that thing with double tap. That would have been sweet. I think the only bonus, I think there are only a couple things I liked from Black Ops 4. I didn't really like the stuff they changed, but I liked health caps. I don't like infinite health zombies because that just means I only have infinite health items or infinite damage things that I can do to them to kill them. So I'm not a fan of stuff like that. But yeah, man, I just think that it's crazy how fucking mid this game looks. And this is the longest developed game. You look like say this church. And then you look at this is a pretty good, this is like overall a pretty good shot of what's it called? Buried. I mean, whatever it's called. I think it's actually a good shot. But if you look at a shot of let's just go Revelations. All right, that's not fair. Let's go. Where is this? Go back.
It's crazy to me that we already.
Shit. Where is it? That's like I said, a pretty cool shot. And then you go to ship Black Ops 3. Oh, the fourth one in. Okay, the fourth one is not a good one to go. Let's go. Like, but when you start off the map, you have an pot that can eat the pack-a-punch machine. Like, this is so cool. Oh no, is that the buried church? Oh my God. But yeah, no, like, it's just such a cool scene, a little interactive scene. And I think that is just so good. Like, you hop in a rev, he eats the machine. Um, Now, if I can find just a normal shot that's not looking at a power fucking switch or at a wall, that'd be awesome. Like, this, not bad. It's always, but why are they all looking at power switches and shit? So that was the pack-a-punch area for that map, Liberty Balls. So if you look at the pack-a-punch area for the pack-a-punch area is inside the apothecary, who, like I said, eats it at the start of the game. So cool. All right, look, that's so cool. And you have to break it out of its stomach. It's actually a really sweet pack-a-punch. You go into its mouth and stuff. You have to lock it down after you turn the power. So yeah, like this pack-a-punch is actually really cool to do. Or it's, especially first time doing it, it's really cool to do too. But it's a cool pack. It's not bad. It's not it's not like an annoying pack-a-punch to get either. Like I'd say like Origins is an annoying pack-a-punch to get for me because you have to keep defending the fucking generators. I don't think that's like a great pack-a-punch. I do like how they can give you max ammo though, so pros and cons. But like this is just mid. Like no objective to get the pack-a-punch unlocked, I think is also kind of trashy because like that means you gave me a shitty town, all things considered. This is just a shitty town, and this zone has a wonder weapon. So the fact that you gave me a shitty town with more assets and more time, and you couldn't like, and this I assume this is supposed to be like the light core map for Black Ops 6. So the fact that Liberty Falls is, I guess, trying to be the town of of Black Ops 6 is kind of crazy to me. That it's so just mid. Like if they wanted to do another a town remastered or something, I feel like that would be a really good way to introduce people and have a casual map, have a good casual map. But this map, it looks so boring on the gameplay. Like, I mean, it looks like you're gonna get a hit 100 and then never play it again. That's probably what I'm gonna do. So yeah, not not a great map. I think this aspect is cool, but that's it. The whole ass map is mid after this, and not much cool stuff to look at. It's literally just this. That's this is where the cool factor starts and ends, and I think that's shitty in a zombies map versus every other map. It has something. The entire map. It's not just this one room. But thank you for watching. I'll be looking forward. If you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like and subscribe.